We gaze at the stars, dreaming of exploration, marveling at humanity's ingenuity in reaching for the cosmos. But the path to space is paved with more than just scientific ambition. It's intricately woven with hidden histories, moral ambiguities, and the shadows of conflict. From the very beginning, the romantic notion of space exploration was intertwined with pragmatic, often militaristic, objectives. Think of Konstantin Tsiolkovsky and Robert Goddard, names synonymous with the birth of rocketry. Their visions were pure, scientific, driven by a desire for discovery. Yet beneath this veneer of pure research, the seeds of space exploration were often sown in the fertile yet bloody ground of conflict. Before the dream of reaching the moon captivated the world, rockets were instruments of war. The very principles Goddard explored for scientific advancement were quickly weaponized. Germany, in the throes of 2 world wars, spearheaded much of this early development, driven by strategic imperative rather than cosmic curiosity. Consider Peenemünde, not just as a birthplace of rocketry, but a crucible where scientific genius met military ambition, often with a terrible human cost. Wernher von Braun, a brilliant mind, found his research funded by the Nazi regime, culminating in the V-2 rocket, a terror weapon before it was a stepping stone to the stars. His story is often simplified to a post-war hero, but the moral complexities of his origins are a chilling, often overlooked chapter. It wasn't just von Braun. A vast, often nameless network of engineers, mathematicians, and laborers, many coerced, contributed to these early programs. Their stories, sacrifices, and forced labor remain largely untold. The foundational rocket technology that would propel humanity skyward was born from a Faustian bargain, blurring the lines between scientific progress and military might, a legacy that continues to shape our understanding of space.
As World War II ended, a new kind of war began, the Cold War. The spoils of victory included not just territory, but scientific minds. Operation Paperclip brought German scientists to the US, while the Soviets similarly scooped up expertise. The space race, often portrayed as a noble scientific contest between superpowers, was in reality a thinly veiled extension of the Intercontinental Ballistic Missile (ICBM) race. Every launch, every satellite, was meticulously analyzed for strategic advantage. Spy satellites, like the covert Corona program, were among the earliest space assets, not just observers of the Earth, but crucial intelligence tools, their data shaping geopolitical decisions for decades before the public knew of their existence. The peaceful exploration of space was inextricably linked to military surveillance and the quest for strategic superiority. Beyond the famous astronauts and male engineers, countless unsung heroes toiled in the shadows. The human computers, brilliant women, often African American, like those at NASA's Langley Research Center, performed the complex calculations essential for trajectory analysis and mission planning, long before electronic computers could manage the task. Their intellectual labor was vital, yet their recognition minimal, for far too long. On the Soviet side, stories of political purges, hidden setbacks, and the relentless pressure to surpass the Americans often remain obscured. Sergei Korolev, the chief designer, worked in conditions of extreme secrecy, his very identity a state secret until his death. The narrative of Soviet space triumphs often glossed over the immense human cost and the constant fear of failure, where hero and traitor were often just a failed launch apart. The space race was a propaganda spectacle, but behind the triumphant headlines lay a labyrinth of secret projects, intelligence operations, and the extraordinary efforts of individuals whose contributions were deliberately kept out of the public eye.
While Apollo captured the world's imagination, becoming the definitive symbol of humanity's reach for the stars, the race to the moon was just one facet of a broader, more clandestine space agenda. Many early missions, both successful and failed, were shrouded in secrecy, their true purposes often obscured by innocuous public statements or coded military designations. Consider the concept of military space stations. While never fully realized in the same scale as the International Space Station, both superpowers actively explored the idea. The Soviet Almaz program, publicly known as Salyut, was a series of military space stations designed for Earth observation and even potentially equipped with cannons for defense. These were spy platforms in orbit, far from the romantic ideal of scientific outposts. The debate over weaponizing space has a long hidden history. Early ideas ranged from orbital bombardment platforms to anti-satellite weapons.
While treaties later aimed to prevent this, the initial research and strategic discussions laid a groundwork that continues to echo in today's geopolitical landscape. The line between peaceful and military use of space has always been deliberately blurry. For every iconic success, there were countless failures, near misses, and catastrophic accidents that were deliberately suppressed or downplayed. The Soviet Union, in particular, maintained a tight lid on its space disasters, fearing public outcry and international humiliation. These hidden tragedies and the lessons learned from them often came at an immense human cost, shaping future mission safety protocols in ways we rarely acknowledge. Even scientific missions sometimes had ulterior motives. Early lunar samples, for instance, were analyzed not just for geology, but for materials that could offer strategic advantages. Biological experiments, too, sometimes crossed into areas of human endurance and survivability under extreme conditions, with implications far beyond pure science.
The hidden history of space research isn't just a collection of fascinating anecdotes, it's the bedrock upon which our modern space endeavors are built. From the advanced propulsion systems to the sophisticated surveillance technologies, the tools and knowledge we use today often have roots in those clandestine projects and military imperatives. As humanity looks towards Mars, asteroid mining, and permanent lunar bases, understanding this complex past becomes paramount. The ethical dilemmas of who owns space, who benefits from its resources, and how we protect its pristine environments are not new questions. They are echoes of the historical tensions between national interest, scientific discovery, and military dominance that have always shadowed our ascent into the cosmos. Today, commercial entities join national agencies, adding new layers to this intricate balance. Companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin are pushing boundaries, but the underlying questions of power, profit, and purpose remain. How do we ensure that the lessons from past secrecy and morally ambiguous beginnings guide us toward a more equitable and peaceful future in space? By unearthing these hidden histories, by acknowledging the contributions of the forgotten, the moral compromises, and the true cost of our cosmic ambitions, we gain a more complete, nuanced, and ultimately more honest understanding of our journey to the stars. Only by shining a light on these shadows can we truly appreciate the full scope of human endeavor in space and navigate the future with greater wisdom, transparency, and a commitment to ensuring that the next chapters are written with the highest ethical standards. The cosmos beckons, and our past holds the keys to its responsible future.
Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for more amazing content.